No, actually, this is the second time. We came 2 months ago for 10 days just to visit. I find Cuba to be one of the most friendly and generous countries I've ever been in, which is surprising given the scarcities of things. The main thing I've noticed is that given 63 years of economic isolation by the U.S., evidenced by the 1957 automobiles and below, they are surprisingly generous people. I think the government has its priorities straight, and that food, clothing, and shelter is number one. I wish America had its priorities straight. The millions in the streets would not be in the streets if we did. So I'm very impressed with this government. I'm glad that I'm here. Well, let me give you an example. The Wall Street Journal 6 days ago had a huge article on Cuba saying that people were starving, saying that there were riots in food lines, and that the government had recommended that the citizens eat rats for protein. Now, I showed the headline to many Cuban citizens. All of them left. I went deep into the countryside looking for starving people or homeless people. I didn't see a single one, not a homeless person. In fact, to be quite frank, I think Cuban people look a little bit overfed to me. So no, sir, it's utter nonsense. Utter nonsense. I took photographs of food stands all around the country overflowing with melons and squash and what have you. That does not look like a starving country to me. So American propaganda over these 63 years have tried to paint the Cuban government as the cause of whatever shortages exist in this country. But that's utter nonsense. 63 years, sir. That's 2.5 generations of severe economic sanctions by the most powerful country in the world. And still, people smile, are generous, they're happy, and they look pretty damn free to me. I chose Cuba because the American government has manufactured totally ridiculous crimes against me in order to shut me up. I speak out against the IRS, the SEC, the FBI, the CIA, in every chance that I can. I'm on the world stage constantly giving keynote speeches, and in them I always trash those elements of the U.S. government. So, of course, they are very angry and want to shut me up. They've resorted to absurdities, charging me with crimes that simply are absurd. That's fine. I'm still speaking. They just want to shut me up, and I will not shut up. Cuba is a place, oddly enough, of all places, they say there's no freedom of speech, there's no freedom of individuality. That's nonsense. I can speak freely here and have been. Not once has a government agent come and said, please shut up. I hope I can stay here throughout my campaign until November of 2020. That would be perfect for me. We have electronic means of me doing debates, at least within the Libertarian Party, where they can see me on screen. I can talk live and answer questions from here, and that's sufficient. So my campaign has not been hindered. In fact, since I left America, I have 250,000 new followers on Twitter. So people want to hear this. People want to hear the truth. People are afraid to talk. I'm 74. I've got nothing to lose. What can you take from me? I wake up in the morning and go, good God, I'm still alive? I mean, so what can you... It's not courage. It's the fact I got nothing to lose. Therefore, I can say whatever I please. It's an obvious answer. What is it that's hurting Cuba now? It's America's control over international finance. The world banks, the Fed, so that when Cuba does business, America reaches into whatever country it wants. Even Switzerland now has given in and will give up whatever America wants. I want to see the records of this. So Cuba is tied and bound. With cryptocurrency, especially the privacy coins, no one knows who was the originator or the receiver of any transaction. So it's all private. You can't even trace it to a country with privacy coins. So Cuba is now freed from the world banking system, which is how America has been strangling Cuba. So this, yes, it's the obvious answer, and the fact that I'm here is very serendipitous. I am one of the leaders, if not the main leader, of the crypto movement, and I know everything about it. Building the coin would be trivial. The problem for Cuba is going to be the acceptance by the rest of the crypto world, not the world banks, they're not involved, but the cryptocurrency community. It's very tight, and they will not tolerate things which are deviate from what they believe are moral. But listen to this. America is the greatest enemy of cryptocurrency. The Security and Exchange trying to make cryptocurrency a security so that they can control it. The IRS trying to say, no, you can't have privacy coins because we can't collect taxes if you use them. So America is the greatest enemy of cryptocurrency. Cuba is certainly an enemy of America. The old adage, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, is going to work here. Well, I've only spoken to the lower level authorities, but they've been extremely hospitable. They've been extremely helpful. I've been followed, but I'm always followed. The CIA is always following me. I don't know whether it's Cuban authorities or the CIA or someone else. In fact, last week we were followed by 2 automobiles with diplomatic license plates. We took photos of them. I published one of them. They were from the Burkina Faso embassy in Africa. Now, please, sir, okay, the Burkina Faso government was installed 2 years ago by the U.S. government with tens of millions of dollars of help. You tell me that's not CIA, please. Why? The CIA cannot operate here from U.S. embassies because we don't have one. So they're using that. This is how absurd it's getting. America is so frightened of the truth. I'm old enough to be able to say the truth with impunity, and that's what scares them. Yeah, they were thinking of doing it to me, sir. The CIA has been considering collecting me because I am such a danger to America because of my speech. And yet America is founded on one thing, free speech. Well, I have security, okay, much security actually. And I've been speaking the truth so long, I know exactly what to expect. I have spotters around this marina who spot for me, looking for oddities, cars that park, people who are talking in a hushed fashion. I'm a leader of the underground hacking community, the white hat hackers, the people who do good. They tell me way in advance of anything happening. You think America has secrets? Good God, no country has secrets anymore. That's the absurdity. We have the CIA, we have the FBI, we have 14 covert agencies within the U.S. government, and they think they have secrets? That's insane. The hacking world is so far advanced that nothing is secret anymore. And governments certainly do not have secrets from each other. You think they do? If someone in North Korea goes into a cave and whispers in someone's ear about a nuclear program, the U.S. is going to know about it within minutes. This is the truth of life. And yet we're pretending that we have our secrets. That's why America is allowed to keep its secrets from its citizens. Now, we can't tell you because it's of national concern, national security. Bullshit. You're keeping your secrets because you're stealing from us, you're lying to us, you're creating propaganda, you are deceitful people as the government. We created the American government to serve us. The individual should have secrets from the government. The government should have none from us. Do you see the insanity of what has happened in America in 250 years? I think the voice is not being heard. Here's the problem. Politicians are talking about immigration, the Middle East, all the world finance. Here's the issue. We as Americans, we don't know the truth. We are given so many lies, so much propaganda, so much deceit. We don't have a clue. How can we make a decision about something we cannot see? So my goal is, screw that. I'm not going to be president anyway. There's no way. No one would elect me president. Well, I mean, my million followers would vote, but that's not going to make me president, okay? But no one in their right mind. Number one, I don't want the job. I'd be a terrible president. However, I do want the national stage to talk about one thing. Stop looking outside for our problems. Our problems are internal. They're us. We have elected these monsters. We have allowed them to tell us what to do with our lives, to open up our kimono to show everything, but they keep their secrets as a government. We did that. We need to see the truth. If we are lied to, and if the CIA is in fact giving all this disinformation to the government and the news, then we're blind. We are walking blind and choosing leaders. Do you see the insanity of that? No. We have to address our government itself. I would rather have everybody leave and let's get street derelicts in. It wouldn't be any worse. There's no power structure, at least to start with. People wouldn't know how to steal from us. Couldn't be any worse. Our government shut down for months. Did anything change? No. No, please God. The only thing changed is congressmen got fewer dollars in their pockets. I felt this way since I was a kid, really. Listen, I grew up, I was born in 1945. I was a teenager under Eisenhower. That was the last real president we ever had, really. And in the 1950s, if you were American, you could do anything. The world was yours. You could reach for the highest star or the lowest. It didn't matter. You could do anything. We had infinite possibilities. And when Eisenhower left office, in his exit speech, what did he say? Please, I warn you now about the military-industrial complex that is beginning to rule this country. He knew he had no power at the end. And do you think our president, do you think Trump has power? Please God. Once you sit in that Oval Office, in that chair, 1,000 strings are attached to you. And you become a puppet of whatever real power, which is corporate, is in America. You have no power. It doesn't matter who sits in that chair. Even if your policies are diametrically opposed. Obama came in, spent trillions on Obamacare. What do Republicans do? Dismantle it. And whatever the Republicans do, the Democrats will dismantle. It does not matter. What matters is what's happening now. Talking to the American people from the heart, saying, wake up, America. Wake up, America. Wake up. The people. In all sincerity, I've never seen a happier bunch of people in my entire life. I've never seen a frown. Well, I bumped into someone at the bar here a couple of weeks ago who frowned, but he was drunk and couldn't even walk. And he probably wasn't frowning at me, maybe frowning at the last argument he had with his wife, or who knows. That's the only one. Everybody else has been friendly. You ask a question, even with my poor Spanish and someone's no English, they will spend 15 minutes trying to solve your problem. People seem free. In America, what happens? We have cameras on every street corner watching our every move. We live in a police state, and here, which America says is a police state, I haven't seen a single fucking camera. And please don't say, well, you're not seeing them. Bullshit. I'm a cybersecurity expert. You have a freaking camera. I don't care how small or how you want to hide it. I will fucking see it. I'm sorry for the language. No, sir. This was an excellent interview. I don't care how they want to fucking edit this. They can't make anything bad about it other than me saying fucking, all right? Okay. So thank you, my friend.
I appreciate it.
All right. And I appreciate your time. All right. We're getting out of here before somebody else comes. All right?